Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's album review, except it's not an album review as such. We are going to be, Brett doesn't know what's going on, I don't think. I agreed to, well, I'm the one that does all the comments and stuff. I reply to all the comments, and there's a big discussion going on that I was involved in with some of you guys under one of our videos. A few of you wanted us to do Dat Adam, which we're going to be doing now, but you were explaining that it's better with Dat Adam and, well, probably Beast Boy in general, not to do albums, funnily enough, and to focus on individual songs, because there's a lot of his songs he doesn't put onto albums. So somebody has given us a list of Dat Adam songs that they want us to to review. I think there's a list of 9. I'll put it on the screen now. But also he's also added a song as well. So I think it's 10 songs in total. So I've got them all written down here. They're fully prepared. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be reviewing 10 Dat Adam songs. So just quickly, Brett, because you don't know anything about Dat Adam, I'm going to show you the Wikipedia page in English, which has some information. Can you see that screen?
Yep.
So yeah, Dat Adam, was a German hip hop cloud rap group. So it had 3 members: YouTube stars Ardy, Taddle, which is our guy, what's he called? TJ Beast Boy, and record producer Marley. So you can see the genre there, yeah, cloud rap, hip hop, trap, cyber rap. Brett, what is cloud rap?
No idea. It's just only thing I think with that with cloud rap now is probably that rap music saved on the cloud, so it's saved there forever. I don't know.
Subgenre of southern rap and trap music that has several sonic characteristics. Well, that doesn't mean anything to us, I don't think. So it's gonna be rap music basically. But it'll be interesting to see how different this is from the stuff TJ Beast Boy does now. You know, if there's any differences. So yeah, it'll be interesting to listen to. Yeah, same question as always. You looking forward to it?
Again, we have enjoyed a fair bit of Beastie Boy, mixed feelings of Beastie Boy. So again, going to give him the benefit out, clear head. And you know what, just purely, I know rap's not been our thing, but maybe this cloud rap, you never know, could be
the one.
It could be a genre of rap that we both end up, you know, absolutely thriving about. So yeah, let's see what it brings and take things from there.
Yeah, so we're about to go off and listen to the 10 songs. We'll be back with you very shortly. But just to remind you guys, we are going to be doing a 100 subscriber Q&A special. So if you haven't subscribed, please do, to get us to 100 subs, you know, quicker. And also, please feel free to leave us a question that we can then answer in the Q&A session. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. We're going to head off, and we'll be back in a few seconds, ready to review the 10 songs for you. So we've now listened to the 10 songs from Dat Adam, or at least I hope we have. Brett, tell us what you thought of it.
Yeah. Okay, so this was sort of more reminiscent of this second style of Dat Adam we started listening to. So that was more, I think that was very more sort of rocky bass. So there's definitely lots of rock elements to this one here. I'll try and say overall, I think I quite like this. This is definitely again sort of my style of German rap I can enjoy. It's hard because I know this is sort of Dat Adam that we were listening to, but I'm going to try and refer to Beastie Boy as we know him from there. And I'm still getting really impressed with him. He's definitely a lover of music. You can definitely tell he puts the time into producing and think about how he wants to do his tracks and stuff. I can see how it's not everyone's cup of tea. I can see how some people might not like a lot of his stuff. there was something that I didn't enjoy as much, but there's definitely a lot of aspects that I did. I think the classic thing we're probably both going to say straight away is there is definitely variety in this album. Every track felt very different in many different ways.
Well, okay, so I just say,
until
remember, it's not an album, so that was kind of the point. It was just to cut certain songs of his. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Again, there was a lot of, so the reason I ended up saying album because I think I found there was a lot of these tracks that were on one particular album, especially towards the end there. I think there was at least, I should have made a note of how many, but there was definitely at least 6 on there, which was all from one same album. So yeah, I'm trying to frame the same album in terms of these selections of 10 tracks. So yeah, of course, we would probably get variety in those regards, but from the 10 that we listened to, yeah, definitely have variety. And yeah, I think it's going to be probably a lot better as we go through the tracks. As I said, this wasn't an authentic album. There were different tracks all over the place, but as a result, I'm still a fan of Beastie Boy, and as a result, a fan of sort of Dat Adam, which again, I didn't do much research into Dat Adam. So a lot of these songs I did listen to on YouTube, and it was as a result of that. I can see obviously they're a group of 3 artists. Because if I hadn't known now, it'd been difficult to know who was Beastie Boy, what bits he was doing in certain songs. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to say sort of at this point until we start going through the tracks, I suppose.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, because I didn't. Like when you were talking there, you can kind of, I think you said, you can understand why some people wouldn't like it. And I was thinking, well, that's me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I said, I'm glad you liked it, just because, we don't want to be like doubly negative on here. But at the end of the day, we do, we have to be honest. So first thing I would say is I could certainly see how he was a trained metal singer. I think that was quite obvious quite early on. It was an unusual style of rap. I don't quite know how to describe it. Brett, you might be able to help me out with that one. What style of music, what music it is? I know we saw on Wikipedia, it said it was, can't remember what the word was. What was it called? Something rap, not trap rap, but when you put something on, what do you call it? What do you call that thing? Google, when you save your files onto a cloud.
Cloud.
It was called cloud rap.
That was it. It was cloud rap. Yeah, I remember that. So, yeah.
I don't know what that is, but
yeah. That's just, I'm trying to answer your question quickly. Yeah, it's hard, and that's what's sort of very. And I think we wrote for some of these tracks. Someone came on and said, I actually don't know how to describe what I'm listening to at the moment, or what particular songs were like. So, and that's what I think I quite like the sort of difference with it, because I said I'm not a fan of general rap in a general sense. So this is why I probably did like, because it wasn't like rap how we'd probably know it really.
It wasn't, yeah, just like the traditional form of rap. Yeah. So the only other thing I would say, that the notes I made, was it kind of had a sort of science fiction feel to it, the album. So we'll go through each song now. So the first one was XD. Isn't that some kind of emoji or something? Is it?
It probably, I think it probably has some sort of texting context that we're probably way out of the loop of. No, we know that Adam / Beastie Boy is very, very current and probably knows it a lot better than we do.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now. It looks like a kind of, the D is kind of like maybe a smile, like a laughing face. I don't know. Yeah. I'm sure it means something. Anyway, so I like the English bit about them trying to be like American rappers. From what I remember, that was kind of like some sort of computer sort of style voice saying that in English. The English computer voice then came back again to say something else. Quite a lot of changes going on throughout the song. Different voices, different sounds, different rap styles. Got a bit shouty towards the end, which I'm not a fan of. And I've just sort of described it as, unusual.
Yeah, it's a pretty good word to use for this one. I'll say I actually, by the end of this, actually quite like this, but in a really strange way. Maybe not so much. I would definitely want to the playlist, but I think I think I had a bit of respect for it, maybe I'd say. Like I said, there was a lot going on. Again, I refer to the Adam and Beastie Boy a bit like Tyler the Creator. So being able to take all these different things. I think anyone else would have done it, it probably won't, but he kind of makes it work in some way. I said he had a bit of everything on there. And yeah, the highlight was, the sort of, and this is where you definitely got a sci-fi feel throughout. And a lot of sort of what's called like synthesizing voice. Like auto-tune voice, which again I know a lot of people don't like. I personally can take it. I don't mind it. But you have a lot of that throughout these tracks that we listen to, and yeah, just funny hearing them talking about, because we've spoken about it before, how rap being very sort of American and people trying to be sort of whilst, and they always say, I can't remember the actual exact line, but it was like almost saying, wasn't it, like all these German rappers trying to be American rappers, and that's what I like about Beastie Boy. Like he almost is making German rap his own sort of style. Because electric music and the synthesizing voice, to me, is probably what old school German music could be classed at. So it is almost making German rap his own sort of style. So that's probably why I had a bit more respect. And this track is a good sum up of showing all his styles. Again, it had a little bit of the rocky bits at the end, the shouty there. So yeah, I liked it, but in a respectful way.
Okay. Second song was Sanageyama. So we had these kind of alien style voices. I suppose this would then, what you said there, is synthesized, using a synthesizer, is it?
Yeah, synthesizer or auto-tune voice.
Quite sci-fi again. I didn't like the shouting style rap at all. I found it really difficult to listen to. And it ends with a kind of fast, dancey beat. So yeah, I didn't like this one. This was too shouty for me.
Yeah, totally get what you're saying, but it's weird. So for this one, I found that the shouty, you know how normally you have heavy metal where it's like that sort of I can't say, like it just sounds awful. This one, I found it a bit more sort of emotional. I felt like he was really almost shouting for a purpose, for a reason. I had a bit more feeling. It's really hard to explain, but it didn't feel like a normal sort of heavy metal just shouting for the sake of being shouty. I felt a bit more of emotional connection with his shouting this one. But otherwise, yeah, very rocky,
even
very
though you didn't
shouty,
understand what he was rapping about.
Yeah, that's the strangest thing. Even though I had no idea what he was shouting about, I felt like he needed help. He felt like he had good reason to shout about, even though I had no idea. And I could be totally wrong. It could be more sort of metal rapping there, but that's sort of the vibe I got from that. Again, I wouldn't put it on my playlist, this particular one. But again, I think, maybe because I've liked his previous stuff, I am giving him more the benefit of the doubts. And I don't mind a bit of rock music as well. So a good mixture for me on that one, really.
So next up, we had 700 Main Street. That sounds like a kind of Bruce Springsteen typical song title. So this one was much more chilled. I thought by their standard, it was quite boring in the sense of like normally with Beast Boy, and from what I'd heard of so far of Dat Adam, it's quite a lot going on in the songs. Just one was a kind of more just kind of one level really, but at least it was listenable. It wasn't just that sort of shouty stuff going on.
Yes, it's funny you put that. So I've also put the lines here could be considered quite boring, quite repetitive, quite safe maybe. It felt like a sort of a normal modern rap song with obviously a synthesizing voice. I picked up the word sort of nightlife or in the nightlife or at nightlife quite a bit. It felt like a good, all right song. It's really hard to sort of go, oh, I really hated this one. Again, wouldn't put it on mine because it was just a bit, nothing to it really. But yeah, a good sound. And I said it felt like it was being produced really well. So again, full credit to him, but it still wouldn't make on my list.
Okay, next song was Wach. The only version I could find, or maybe the name of the song, if the full name had OST in brackets, whether that's the same with you, I presume it was.
Yeah, same. This one I got.
Does that mean east in German? Possibly, not sure. Chilled again. It was easy to listen to. There was a bit of English going on. I think the chorus, which was quite good. Still had that kind of science fiction feel to it. what, you know, kind of like a futuristic feel going on. Although it did start to get a bit shouty, but overall it was you know, more than listenable. This one wasn't bad.
Yeah, I quite like this one. This wasn't too bad. I think the distinctive thing at the start was like this real sort of deep bass sound right at the start. And again, didn't feel like a normal sort of rap song. Yes, it got a bit sort of shouty at the end, but again, mostly could have been any other sort of normal pop song, really, in some regards. So yeah, good beats, good approach to that, short, sweet, nice, yeah.
Then we had DFA CR version. We were specifically asked to listen to the CR version. I don't know if you've done any research on what that means, Brett. If you have, you can let me know in a minute. So the song itself was very rocky in parts, but there was a light instrumental in parts as well. So it was very rocky at certain parts, and then it went suddenly very kind of nice and just sort of light instrumentals going on without the shouting. But the lyrics was just constantly "Dat Adam, Dat Adam." But I did quite like the contrast between the rocky and the soft sounds. I thought that worked quite well. A lot going on, and you know, the song kept changing its style. The last minute of the song, roughly, was just like pure rock instrumental. So interesting one.
Yeah, actually, I don't think I can say any more than that. You've literally read sort of the same things from there. Yeah, big quotations of DFA must mean that fucking Adam.
Ah, yeah, I never thought that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, no, I didn't look up what CR version was all about. I just took your word and said, make sure you listen to the CR version. So I did. I was tempted to see if I could find a non-CR version and see if I could hear any difference, but I didn't take it that far. But yeah, this is just good classic. Well, I say good classic. It's not like classic, but you know, rap and rock music together. And again, he makes it work really well. So it's good to see sort of rock background bring into this rap style. But it was I think what I liked about it, it wasn't like hardcore rap and it wasn't hardcore rock. It was sort of the softer versions of those as such, merged in together. So yeah, very promising and just a good balance and a good vibe to that one.
So next up we had ThruYa. So there were two versions of this I found. I found the video edit, which was very short. I think it was like, was it 1 minute and something? So it was interesting. This was in English. It was like a croaky kind of rap. Then I listened to the full version, which was also not that long. It's only like 3 minutes something. But it felt quite different, that version. And then it had like a spacey background music, you know, like kind of sci-fi background music, again, obviously with the English rap. And what I found interesting, I wouldn't know that they weren't native English speakers, like if I didn't know who they were. If someone said, oh, by the way, they're German, I'd be, oh, really? Because the rap sounded very clear English. So that's a compliment to them that their English is so good. But yeah, this was an interesting one. It was all in English. So yeah, it was not bad.
Yeah, so I saw there was a video. I didn't do that one. I did this sort of 3-minute 30 one. And yeah, so as you said there, very space age, technological. Again, I really enjoy sort of the sound effects and styles, that sort of vibe going through from there. And obviously picked up on the English as well. I just felt short and sweet, just a nice, good sort of, I know it's not an album, but what would be on an album track, really. So yeah, thumbs up to that.
Then we had Lennon 2 or Lennon Spy. Quite chilled again, you know, not for the first time. I think it's probably the third time I've said that. Third or fourth time. Third time, I think. Again, obviously still had that kind of space theme going on, you know, in terms of the voices and sounds. Wasn't too bad. You know, I'd say pretty average. Not too good, not too bad.
Yeah, again, I quite didn't mind this one so much. Had sort of that nice relaxing start. And yeah, it wasn't like proper rap. And it definitely wasn't very rock. It just felt like what could be what I call a modern pop song. Again, just an enjoyable background tune with that. Just a nice, all right song, really.
Next up was Hydra 3D. Again, had that kind of spacey, futuristic feel going on. There was a long rap part in the middle of the song, although it did go very slow in parts. And it was contrasted again with that fast rap. So again, a bit of, you know, different things going on. And it was a pretty long song, that one. You know, it was okay.
Yeah, again, had definitely that sort of more, I put here, sort of dancey, electric vibe to it, which again, I personally quite like the robot voice as well. Again, because I saw the video of this one at the end, so I know sort of the good rapping bit, that midway point was Beastie Boy himself. So it was good to see. And again, like towards the end, it was really good. Where I liked it, where sort of you could sort of hear the rapping bit in the background, but the music was the more thing. And again, it just blended really, really well. I said, just could be sort of a nice sort of classy in a bar, like classy bar background music being there. So yeah, quite like that one.
And then we had Swiggy, the CR version. This was loud and rocky, motherfucker on repeat, just constantly repeating that. There were some non-rocky parts as well, but overall it's just not my type of song. Didn't like it.
Yeah, and again, it's something where people can mix with it. So this is quite similar to the first one. I said that there's a lot going on, but I said even though some people might not like it, I could see what we're trying to do, and it did work in places. There was a good sort of contrast between the two. This swiggy bit that kept getting repeated as a chorus did get annoying and wasn't that enjoyable. There was some English in there as well, but I said in parts I actually quite like it. I could see what it was trying to do, and at least like for me personally, if I was listening to rap music, I said I don't really like traditional rap, so for me I quite like this alternative cloud rap. Like I said, would I always listen to it at home? Probably not, but I can see what he's trying to do and can take a lot of likeness from it.
And then we finished off with Meep Meep, which is a very loud, rocky and metal rap in parts. Your usual sort of computer style voices. And I really didn't like this one. This was just far too rocky, metally for me. It's just really not my style of music at all.
Yeah, so putting the brackets here, could be the experimental song of the tracks in a way. And even before sort of the song came on me, but the first thing I thought of was sort of that Roadrunner sound from the cartoon, which ironically he does appear in the song. I also heard about Lady Gaga and her song Poker Face was mentioned. What they were actually saying, I don't know. I also put here very much like Limp Bizkit's sort of style there, but I think then got a bit more rock and a bit more heavy metal-y than probably even Limp Bizkit would probably do. Because he also obviously did quite a bit of rap as well. So again, I started to feel some of that likeness from that there. So, yeah. And this is where I wrote, like, weird opening, really hard to explain what this song is. That's why I put it sort of there as an experimental song. Wouldn't make it on my playlist. Again, could see what he's trying to do there. And in parts, there were bits I would really, I did quite enjoy and quite like, really.
Yeah, one thing I'd be interested to know from you guys that, you know, like Dat Adam, are you fans of Limp Bizkit? Have you ever listened to Limp Bizkit? I don't know. Because Brett, would you say, you mentioned Limp Bizkit there, so you can see some similarities? Well,
yeah, it wasn't until I heard that last song, but then if I think back, maybe I need to go back and listen to the tracks and think, oh, actually, yeah, I can see. Because I said he was very into sort of rock music, but also did rapping as well. So it wasn't until listening to that last track thinking, oh, okay, there's similarities to that. I remember there was some of Limp Bizkit stuff I did like, and there's lots of stuff I didn't like. And I suppose it's a bit like that Adam as well. There's a few stuff here I don't like, but also a lot of that I do like as well. So yeah, potentially maybe they're more similar than I thought. However, I would say that Adam also has a lot more electric dance synthesizing elements, which I don't think Limp Bizkit would ever really touch.
Okay, so how would you sum this album up?
Yeah, so
Well,
I
not
think,
album, you know what I mean? But yeah.
yeah, the tracks we listened to, pretty much like that first song, really. I've got a respect for it. I could see what they were trying to do, and in parts, really, really like it. In other parts, not so much. But like I said, I think overall, I have that sort of respect for what was trying to be done. And overall, I would say I'm more in the kind of that I did like it rather than didn't like it. And yeah, I think that's it. And I said it's a good blend of, for me, because I said I do like dance, electric music, don't mind a bit of rock, and prefer not traditional kind of rap. So it has a blend of those elements that work quite well for me personally to listen to.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, for me, as I said earlier, I didn't like this, if I'm being totally honest. There were parts of it which were okay, but in general, it's not the sort of music that I like to listen to. And we've now listened to, well, Beast Boy 4 times, 3 times under his own name, TJ Beast Boy, and now this time as well under Dat Adam. And I have to be honest, in general, I'm not a big fan of Beast Boy. It's not that I don't appreciate what he does, I do, but it's just doesn't quite work for me. I mean, the first thing we listened to was the EP, Hyper Real Rave Lord. That I didn't mind. It's only 4 tracks on there. It was a very different style to the other stuff we've listened to his. So it was, I'm sure as you guys know, it's like a more kind of like dancey music with rap, and that was fine. But then once we started listening to his other stuff, plus Dat Adam, I've just come to realize that style just isn't for me. So, like I say, appreciate what he does. It's some very unique music. He's very talented, no question about that. Just not my music of choice. So thank you for requesting it. It was interesting, even if I wasn't a big fan of it, but Brett certainly liked it more than me. And keep the requests coming in. Maybe some other, I don't know, whatever you decide, guys. Any other albums, or even doesn't have to be an album like with this one, just kind of maybe like a list of, I don't know, about 10 songs possibly. Whatever you want, and we will go ahead and hopefully listen to the album for you. So that's pretty much it from us. Thanks for your time, thanks for watching, and we will see you again next week for the next one. Take care. Tschüss.